Hey guys, today I'll be showing you my Sky Striker deck preview for September of 2019. I'm very happy right now. I'm very happy now because I finished my Sky Striker deck that I've been trying for years and months and years. When did Dark Saviors came out? Like last year or something like that? I don't know. I don't remember. But I'm just happy that I haven't. I never could make Sky Striker because Engage, Widow Anchor, Afterburner at the moment were the most expensive cards in the set. Yeah, it's true. But because of the Golden Sarcophagus, we got the reprints that we needed. I said myself I will not use any of the secrets. I will be only using the commons, ultras, supers, and did I say ultra? Yeah, I did say ultras. In the set, all of this is common, common, ultra, super, all the rarities. But one card has secret because it only came as a secret, so bumps to that. But I needed it because it's actually a cheap card, and I can use it in it because it's a semi-meta related card. And before that, I am not sponsored by these guys, but I want to give them a shout out. Thank you for Game Hero. This is the Angel token card thing, which actually pretty looks good. It's like a magic card, but you know. That was pretty cool. For giving me all the Sky Striker cards that came in the mail. Really good place. I ordered them at TCG Player. They did a really good job of giving them at times for my locals coming out this Saturday. You can check all their information right here. Check them out at TCG Player. You know, eBay, Amazon, Facebook, TCG Player store, yada 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 yada. Our goal is so you can check them out. They give you one of these every time that you order from them. So hooray for cards. So, let's get into the profile, shall we? Notice how these are new sleeves, so they're going to be very slippery. So, we might get some funny stuff from this. So, first off, we're running 3 Sky Striker Ray. Yes, this is your main monster, your only main monster of the deck, because Sky Strikers are always revolved by spells. Spells is the main component of this deck. So that's why a lot of people, you know, hate this deck in a way. Some people just don't like it. By the way, so you can tribute Ray if you have. You can tribute Ray to make a link summon of a Sky Striker monster from your extra deck onto the field. If a Sky Striker monster is sent to the graveyard or leaves the field, leaves the field, you can special summon this card from your graveyard to the field. That's simple. Pretty swell. I like this card a lot. I do have the secret rares from the Battles of Legends and the Golden Sarcophagus. But here's the thing: I like the super rare way better than the secret or the other ones. It just has a better, you know, feel to her. Like if you can see, I like that how the super shows more of the technology, like it's lighting up instead of the secret just it's a shimmer. This is just like lights it up. So yeah, 3 rays. Now, more hate cards. Yeah, because a lot of people hate cards. 3 Ash Blossoms. Yes, 3 Ash Blossoms because we're playing a little couple of hand traps on this deck. And 2 Effect Veilers. The other hand traps, yeah, but I want to play them. But I do have a side deck in this, so don't worry. 2 Effect Veilers. I was planning on playing 3 Effect Veilers, but 2 is enough. Because I want to make room for more spells and more rooms for the side deck so I can swap things. So basically, I can swap these Effect Veilers for other hand traps in my side deck, depending on which are the matches, which is okay. 2 Effect Veilers for me is good. If you want to run you want to run the ogres, run the ogres. If you want to run the Ghost Maiden, run the maidens, run whatever you like. This is for me what I liked, and I liked it a lot. So yeah, or you can do this 1 ogre and 1 bell, or just like 2 ashes, 2 ogres, and 1 bell, depending on how you want to play this deck. I have different playstyles, so you know, that's pretty much it for the monsters. No, not impermanence, because why? Because impermanence is very expensive. This is not. Literally, I can tell you how much this entire deck cost me. It took like $60. It cost me because half of the cards already had them. Now for the spells, we got 3 Sky Striker Engage. This card, if you have no monsters on the field, you can activate this card and add a Sky Striker card from your deck to your hand, and if you have 3 or more spells in your graveyard, you draw a card, which is pretty cool. I'm glad that I have this card. The story behind Engage is actually pretty funny. I bought 4 Cooling Sarcophagus, and I actually pulled 1 Engage. And before I bought them, I said if I get 1 Engage, I make Sky Strikers, and I did get 1 Engage, so I made them, and I bought 2 of them by our friends here from Game Hero. I'm not sponsored by them. I'm not sponsored. But yeah, really great. I'm loving this deck. It's so much fun. I know a lot of people are, hating on this, and it's a good Ash bait sometimes. Sometimes I use the Engage to just Ash what happened there? For them to Ash me, but I really don't care. But overall, yeah, it's a really good card. Excuse me here. I forgot to put the battery. There we go. Okay, so that's pretty much it for that. Then we got the 3 Widow Anchor. Another card that got reprinted, and it's now super mega cheap. Right now it's at $1.50 in the market. That's how much I paid for each one of them. But depending on the shipping, I think it took me like a total whopping of $5 for the playset, but I think that's actually a good price for what you're paying for this card. If you control the monsters, you can target 1 monster, face-off monster, effect monster on the field, negate its effect, and if you have 3 or more spells, take control of that monster for the end until the end of the end phase, which is pretty good because this helps you with link summoning with other monsters in your turn, or just basically when they attack, you just use this and take the monster, and they lose their attack, which is pretty good. I gotta say, I really like this. They look really good as ultra rares, I gotta say. For the other ones, we got 2 Sky Striker Area 0. This is the field spell. Now, a lot of people were hyped for this card to raise for price, but it did not raise price. So I went with the commons because they actually look not that bad. So basically, you can target 1 card on your control, then excavate the top 3 cards of your deck. If there's a Sky Striker card amongst them, add it to your hand, and you destroy the card that was sent to the card that you targeted to the graveyard. But if you don't have, you shuffle them back into the deck, which is pretty good. And if this card was destroyed by a card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon 1 Sky Striker Ace Ray from your deck to the field, which is pretty good. I love this card so much. So 2 is enough because you're trying to also try to have control of the board. Then the next card is 2 Sky Striker Shark Cannon. Another great card, I gotta say. I love this card. I do have the secret rares, but I do not like the secret rares at all. And you're gonna say, why do you like the secret rares? They're secret. Hello. I actually like in the comments, depending on my style, on my taste. Remember, it's everybody's different taste. I like the comments way better. And also it makes my deck more thinner, so it can fit in the deck box. So yeah. It's a quick play spell card. If you control no monster in your main monster zone, you can target 1 monster in your opponent's graveyard, banish it, or if you control 3 or more spells in your graveyard, you can special summon to your side of the field, but it cannot attack. This is great because you can take the monster if they targeting for an effect that it's targeting to the graveyard, or something that will trigger something in the graveyard that will activate the effect of that monster. You can take that monster to your side of the field, and then the next turn you can link it away for a great link monster. That's what I do, For the 1-ups, we got 1 Hornet Drone. Yeah, it is the super. This is the original super from Duelist Dark Saviors. This is the original one, which I like the super way better. This super rare, and I have history together with my Mekk-Knight Invoke deck. So yeah, this card is very special to me. The 1 Hercule base, I actually like this at super. I was trying the common, and I didn't like it that much. It didn't scream Hercule base, so the super one was really good. Everybody know what Hornet Drone do. Special summon a free token if you have no monsters on the field. And then we have the Hercule base that you can target a monster on the field. That monster, every time when it attacks, you draw a card. You cannot attack directly. If this card was destroyed by a card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can target 3 Sky Striker cards from your graveyard, shuffle them back into the deck, and that's pretty much it. Pretty good. Now the other cards, we got the 1 Afterburner. This is the Ultra from the Battles of Legends. I actually like the Ultra Rare because of the yellow with the red here. It's way better than the Super. I do have the Super and the Secret Rare. I do have them, but I like the Ultra way better. This is the main card that you use to destroy monsters. If you control no monsters on the main zone, you can target one face-up monster on the field and destroy it. And if you have 3 or more spells in your graveyard, destroy a spell or a trap card on the field. This is pretty good because if your opponent doesn't have any spell or trap cards on the field, and you say, "Oh, I don't have Ray on the field," you can pop the area 0, so you can special summon 1 Ray, and then in the turn of your opponent, or in the same turn, you can special summon 1 Sky Striker Link Monster. It's really good. Then the other one, we have the 1 Sky Striker Jamming Wave. This one does is that if you control no monsters, you can target a set spell or trap card on the field and destroy it. And if you have 3 or more spells, you can destroy 1 monster on the field. Basically, they have the same effect. This one just destroys a set spell, and this one doesn't, which is pretty good, I gotta say. They're basically the same, but the thing is that this one has to be a face-up monster, and this one has to be a set spell trap card, which is pretty good. I like their yin yang vibe to it, their water and fire type style. Then the one is we have the 1 multi-roll. This card is very busted. Didn't like the secret. Did not like the secret at all. You're just saying, why? I actually like this one because it shows more detail of the card. So basically, you can target once per turn. You can target 1 card in the field. Send that card to the graveyard. This is really good because it can make you increase more of your spells in your graveyard, so you can activate them more frequently. And for if you activated any Sky Striker spells in that turn, you can set that amount of Sky Strikers from the graveyard to the field, but banish them when they leave the field, which is really good. And it's a card that your opponent can negate or anything like that. Cannot respond to that overall. The last Sky Striker card that we're playing is the 1 Sky Striker Mega Eagle Booster. This card has saved me so many games. It's really good. If you control no monsters in your main monster zone, target 1 face-up monster on the field. That face-up monster is not affected by card effects. If you have 3 or more spells in the graveyard, that monster cannot be destroyed by battle. This card has saved my Shizuku so many times because Shizuku is very strong in this deck. Remember that. But it has saved me so many times in games that I'm like, thank you, Eagle Booster. But I was planning to play 2, but no, 1 is enough because I always search it out second time with Engage before Widow Anchor. I always search Widow Anchor first, then next time when I use Kagari, I get it so I can get the Eagle Booster, which is pretty good. That's pretty much all the Sky Striker spells that we are using. That's all of them, pretty much. Which is pretty good. I gotta say, no, the other one, the other cannon. What was the name of it? That came out in. I don't know what set it came, but it was really bad. It was a really bad Sky Striker card. Now for the other spells, I run the 1 Terraforming because we're gonna find our our 0 day. The 1 Reinforcement of the card. I might plan to race this as a super because I have the super and it looks kind of coolish, which is cool. The 1 Metalfoil Fusion, so we can send it to the graveyard, so we can use this effect, which is if this card's in the graveyard, you can shuffle it back and draw a card, which is basically a +1. It's pretty good. The 1 Upstart Goblin, I had an Upstart Goblin, but it was really badly shaped, so I finally came into the mail this really nice one that I got from our friends here that I have to do this. I had to do this. I'm sorry. Hero Games. Game Heroes. But yeah, Upstart Goblin. Then 2 Pot of Desires. What is that? They're commons. What the fuck is that? Yes, they're common from the structure deck of for the Endymion deck. I had them, so I used them. I was not gonna use the Ultra Rares. I actually like the commons in this deck, and it's a very powerful card. Banish 10, draw 2, which is really good. No Extravagance in this deck because Extravagance is very bad in this deck. Very bad in this deck. Next up, the 2 Wells are running 2 Mistakes. Space Home. Wait, what the heck? Why? This is actually a good card. Excuse me. This is actually a pretty good card for reasons that I saw people play it. And yeah, it's a good bait out. It's a really good bait out card that you can just set it out and use 0 days for free, or just wait until your opponent's turn. You activate that and just boom, destroy a spell tracker. Yes, you can swap these for Mystical Cosmic Cyclone, Twin Twisters, or whatever you like. I actually prefer this. I have other cards that I will show you in my side deck. What am I playing as well? The 2 Foolish Burials of Good, so we can send spells from our deck to the graveyard, plus the Metal Foe Fusion, which is pretty good because we are playing Pot of Desires. You need 2 of these cards. A lot of times this card is never sent with Pot of Desire, so I get more draw power, which is pretty good. The last of the spells we're running, 3 Call by the Graves, because we are facing a lot of hand traps and they will negate them. Call by the Grave is a must-have in this deck overall. And for my take, for the traps, yeah, we're playing traps. This is my take. This is my take. You don't have to take this. You can play whatever you want. I played 3 Compulsive Evacuation Devices. I actually like this in this deck because this is a card that nobody expects this. People were expecting, impermanence, or they can only be 1. One thing is that those cards are right now very expensive and they're not in the my range of money right now. I was happy that I finished this. But Compulsive Evacuation as a budget decision, it was a good idea. But if you want more other cards that you want to use this, I've been back and forth for this card because I want to use Evacuation, the Compulsory Evacuation, or Summon Limit against the Dragon decks. But the funny thing is, Summon Limit doesn't show up. It does show up, but because the opponent doesn't summon that much monsters, it's just a sitting duck there. Compulsory Evacuation Device. Hello. Send some monster back to the hand or the extra deck. It's far better because I've used this against very strong link monsters that they're affected by card effects, and just bring them back to the hand, and they lose. But remember, that's my opinion. You can decide what you want to use. But I love this way better. But that's pretty much it for the main deck, guys. I gotta say, this is actually something that I am very happy right now with right now. Yes, I'm gonna say it right now again. Because I want to. Okay, I want to. So, let's go for the side deck. Yeah, because people are gonna ask me what is it. Okay, for the side deck, I've run 2 Ghost Ogres. These are the ogres that I'm running. I was thinking of playing the 3rd one, but a good pal of mine, good buddy, I think was Kevin, was it? Was it Kevin or was it? Yeah, it was my friend Kevin that he had a Ghost Bell for trade, and I did trade him for something, and I did get the Ghost Bell. This is really cheap right now, and I did get it, so I'm playing the 1 Ghost Bell. This was going to be the 3rd Effect Veiler or the 3rd Ghost Ogre, but this will help me at all. This helped me a lot because I can do, for the Effect Veilers, 1 Ogre and 1 Ghost Bell, or for the Ashes, I put 2 Ashes, 2 Ogres, and 1 Ghost Bell to replace 1 Ash into the Effect Veilers. That's my opinion, that's my decision. If you want to play these in the main deck, go ahead. That's your decision. And the main card of the deck is 2 Nibiru's. 2 Nibiru's. This card is insane, and I love it. I love it because against Guard Dragon links, Dragon Link, and whatever that special summons a lot of monsters, it's so good and just helps me break the board like all the time. But wait, which cards do you replace? Well, I do replace 1 Ash and 1 Veiler for 2 Nibiru's, depending on how the game goes. And that's pretty much it. Then the last of the side deck monsters, we're playing 2 Lancias for the people that, banish and all that stuff. Whatevs. Those kinds of things. Then the next 3 cards that I have on my side are 3 Door Ruler No More. This is another great card that I got from the Megatons. I got the Placer. Right now it's racing prices with Nibiru, and I did get them more cheaper with my good pals in in one of my local stores. Shout out to you guys. If you know who's in my channel, you know who they are. This card is really great. Negate the effects of all face-on monsters your opponent controls until the end of this turn. The rest of this turn, this card resolves. Your opponent can takes no damage. Neither player can activate effects in response to this card activation. Funny thing is that there is now a way to combat Dark Ruler no more, but doesn't matter. But if he doesn't have anything to combat Dark Ruler no more, you activate Dark Ruler no more, so you can just basically make him do nothing in your to negate and all that stuff. You know what I mean. Now for the other cards, we're running 3 Twin Twisters. These are the commons from the structure deck of Revolver that I had. The thing is, I only had 2 Ultras from another deck that I had, and I swapped them out from the commons to the Ultras, and I got the 3 Twin Twister commons, which I like better. And the last of it is 2 Cosmic Cyclones. Another great card. Funny thing is that I thought that I had 2 Cosmic Cyclones here. I only had the 1 Cosmic Cyclone. Then I went to a good pal of mine, and he had the Cosmic Cyclone for trade, and I did get the Cosmic Cyclone, which means that I got all my stuff happily and budget related, depending on how you say that stuff. Obviously, you can swap these out for things that if you want them more budgetable, you can go for the Woodrider Sphere mode. You can transform these as evenly matches or Rivalry of the Warlords, depending on which ones you want. Evenly match, I think, is at $8 each. I don't remember if it increased price. So tell me in the comments down below if it raised prices. Oh, sorry, I just had a cough. But now for the side deck. First off, the token. If you remember correctly, I got this at my OTS when it came out, and yeah, I have the Sky Striker token. We're gonna leave that right there because it's the Sky Striker token. So for the extra deck, we have 1 Kagari because Kagari's at 1. This will recycle your Sky Striker spell trackers, and she gains 100 for each spell card in your graveyard, which is pretty cool. Then one of your main monsters is Shizuku. Shizuku is now your main monster in the extra deck, because when Shizuku's on the field, for your opponent's monsters lose 100 for each spell each spell in your graveyard, which is really good because when I send like 20 spells, that's 2,000 of attack, and that loses a lot. When Shizuku's on the field during the end phase, you can add 1 Sky Striker spell from your deck to your hand, which is pretty good. You basically just get your Engage, your Afterburner, or Jamming Wing, depending on which one you want to get. The next 3 out, we're playing 3 Hayates. Hayate is another great card. Basically, I go Kagari, Hayate, activate Hayate's effect. Hayate's effect is that she can attack directly, and if she did, you can send 1 Sky Striker spell card from your deck to your graveyard. Pretty swell. Next up is 2 Sky Striker Kaina. This is the last Sky Striker we got. We got all the elemental Sky Strikers: Fire, Water, Earth, and Air. She's actually not that bad. I thought she was gonna be bad, but no, she's actually pretty good. If this card is special summon, you can target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls. It cannot attack during the next turn of your opponent's turn. Basically, on his turn, he can't. When I activate his effect, I target that monster. He can't attack on that turn of your opponent. It has to be the next turn of your opponent, which is pretty good. And if you activated a Sky Striker card's effect, you gain life points for that, which is basically, I think, was 100. Yeah, 100 for each Sky Striker spell card you activated that turn, which is pretty good. Which is pretty cool. I gotta say. Now for the non-Sky Striker cards, we won 1 Hita the Fire Charmer. This is a great card, I gotta say. Against many decks like Salamangreats or one of the basically any monster with fire. If this card is Link Summon, when this card is Link Summon, you can activate his effect. You can target a fire monster your opponent's control, special summon to your side of the field. If it's a Link monster, you can link it up for something really crazy, and you can easily just send them out to Link Summon more. The other one is 1 Nightmare Phoenix. Obviously, because this is a fire, so a lot of people are running a Nightmare Phoenix in their extra deck, so you can target that Nightmare Phoenix, take it with Hita, and you can link up for a Link 4 or a Link 3, depending on how you want. The one unicorn, this is the ultra rare from the golden sarcophagus. I have 5 unicorns now, bro. That's crazy. Including the original one. The one Ningirsu, this is another great card, I gotta say. I can't believe I can finally use this card. I had like a bunch in my binder, and I sold a bunch of them, and then I just had one in my, personal binder, and then, I can use this in Sky Strikers, and yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, I'm glad that I can use this card right now. Basically, his effect is if this card is link summon, draw equal to the number of War Legacy monsters, whatever. You're not doing that. It's the other one. Once per turn, you can send one card from each player's side of the field to the graveyard. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can special summon one World Chalice monster. And it's pretty good because it's sending, not destroying. I gotta like it. The link force we're running is one Borlo Dragon. Yes, one Borlo Dragon, not a Borlo Sword, a Borlo Dragon, and it's a common. Ew, why is it common? Why isn't it Secret or Warsha? Because I had like a bunch of Borlods from the structure decks, and the Secret is not in disposal right now, is in my Rocket deck. So, sorry, Rarity Horse. But it's actually like this in common. It shows more details of Borlode. And for the last link monster that we're running is one topological Zero Boros Dragon. Why am I playing this? Not Bomber Dragon. Well, Bomber Dragon, yeah, it is good, but it's situationable because you have to special summon a monster to one of his zones to pop everything. Zerabolos is different. He banishes everything in the field, and he comes back from the banish to the field, and he gains 200 for each. One thing that I've never seen used for Zerabolos in Sky Striker, you are running Pot of Desires. So banishing 10 and have Zerabolos already in the field, he gains a lot. He gains 2,000 of attack for free, and that's a lot. That's 5,000 right there. Which is really great, and he can come back. You can special summon in this main monster zone, and he's pointing both both extra monster zones onto that, which is really crazy. And if he special summons something in the extra monster zone, they all get banished, and Zerabolos will come back stronger and stronger and stronger. I've used this, and I've destroyed a lot of people with this. And it's a very scary link monster. And he's saying, I've killed that thing very easily with Solomon Judgment. I was like, okay, but a deck that doesn't use Solomon Judgment, or a deck that doesn't use Solomon Strike, or whatever that can, negate his summon back, or his effect, you're screwed. You're screwed. I'm gonna say, you're screwed. Overall. If you have no way to stop Zerabolos, you're done. Because he's getting stronger and stronger for every banish that you're sending. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for the extra deck. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm very happy that I finished Sky Striker, a deck that a lot of people hate because it's a tier 1 deck. They say it's a brain dead deck. I don't think so. The thing is that how people are using it, or might be using, depending on how they use it. I'm not, dishing out a lot of people or whatever. But they did it. They won for reasons. They did it with a smart technique. Because you can actually negate many of the Sky Striker cards. The thing is that people get scared. I've seen people get scared, or they don't know what to do, or they just rush into something in key components that weren't key components that will activate the Sky Striker plays. I've seen that, and I've dealt with that. I played against Sky Strikers. I played the deck, and I now know the inner workings of it, which is really good. If you test this yourself, you might say, "Oh, it's a first-tier deck. It's for brain people." No, you have to think. There's actually ways you can think with this deck. The problem is people don't want to think. They just want to. They don't want to, open more of their minds. And I know there are people saying, "Oh, I'm an idiot." Fine, I'm an idiot. So what? I have a better mind than you. Not per se, you know what I'm saying. But it is a really fun deck to play, and it's a budget version of this because for low rarity of this, and I mean low rarity, without any secret rares, just like commons, supers, and ultras for it, it's very budgetable. And I gotta say, I did not with the side deck. I only spent basically with the $80. Without the side deck, it's $60. This is like $60 right there. This is $60. That's nuts. That this is $60. That's what I spent in this entire thing, $60. But with the side deck, it's more like $80. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching my Sky Striker deck profile. I hope you enjoy this deck. I was so eager to make this deck profile. Please like, comment, subscribe. Give me your opinions about the choices that I made. It's really good that you guys have your own opinion and your voice to be heard. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys later, and bye.